Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We're going to continue the revision group by group 3. The chapter will be chapter 3, overview of segment of halal hospitality. Okay, you may start to present.
Alright, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to Dr. Muhammad Remy and all my fellow friends. Today, my group will present about chapter 3. So, the overview of the segments of halal hospitality. So, we have 5 points. We start with the 3.1, accommodation and lodging. 3.2, food and beverage. 3.3, recreation. 3.4, travel and tourism. And lastly, 3.5, entertainment. So I will start with the first presenter, 3.1, accommodation and lodging, which is Haida Nurina.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Haida Nurina and I will present a part of this chapter 3, which is accommodation and lodging. So basically lodging is this lodging and accommodation has the same meaning, which is places where people sleep overnight. For example, hotels, hostels, campgrounds, and homestays. So lodging has 4 categories, which are full service hotels, limited service properties, specialty accommodations, and institutional housing. So full service hotels is hotels that are usually larger, fancier, and offer extensive services and amenities. And then secondly, limited service property. So limited service property is basically a hotel, but it is less expensive and offer fewer amenities, but still include private bathrooms. Thirdly, specialty accommodations includes bed and breakfast and hotels where bathrooms may be shared. So it's like your bathroom is your bedroom is separate, but the bathrooms may be shared with the other. And then lastly, institutional housing includes housing at universities, hospitals, prisons, and military bases. So it's like you share the bathroom and you share the bedrooms. Next is the location. The location for the accommodation and lodgings is vary by the target market, such as resorts for the travelers that want to stay in the resorts, and then airports for the travelers that don't want to stay far from the airports, and then for campgrounds for the travelers that like to stay outside. And then lastly, the target customers include business, leisure, budget, long stay, and special travelers. So special travelers is like a person that work with government agencies like that. That's all from me. Thank you.
Alright, secondly is my part, which is 3.2, food and beverage. So let's see what is the meaning of food and beverage. I know all of you know the meaning, but it's okay, I will share it again. So food and beverage is the industry that refers to all business that prepare, serve, selling and processing the food. And as you can see, food and beverage is the largest segment and the priority in the sum of service or hospitality. If there is no food and beverage, not complete the hospitality. Okay, so in food and beverage, we have the preparation, presentation, service, and consumption setting. Preparation involves the planning, cooking, and assembly meals or beverage presentation. If you go to the fancy restaurant, they have to present the food and a bit pricey. And service, as usual, in the street vendors, in the restaurants, F&B, they have a waiter to serve you guys. So let's see the do and don'ts in food and beverage, but in Islamic values. Okay, so firstly is the food and beverage outlets must be certified halal by the religious bodies. Obviously, halal certification by the JAKIM. If you go some outlets in ICT, obviously, you can see the outlets which a signboard not halal and include the pork and so on. So obviously, that is the not halal outlets, and we don't need to go to the outlets. All right. And secondly, the don'ts is the haram food strictly prohibited. No alcohol, no pork, and no the ingredients must halal and must have the supplier for the food and beverage must come from the certified, right? Must come from the certified suppliers. Okay. And thirdly is do F&B must portray the Islamic image, which means if some outlets have the, it's not means that in the outlets needs to have a big picture of Kaabah, not. It's only have like, it's good if the outlet have the most, I mean the surau, the small surau, the mini surau for the Muslim customers, and don't need to have the what we call perhiasan, like what we call to present that yes we are the halal.
Yeah.
Eh?
Decoration.
Yes. Not mean the decoration need to be and show that yes we are Islamic. We follow the Islamic values. We put the Kaabah picture inside. Not just you have to follow the what state in the guideline and follow the Islamic values and so on. Alright. So lastly is respecting the holy month, which is in the Ramadan. You need to not show that you open to all customer, because it shows that you not respect to Muslim consumer. Or for example McDonald or KFC and so on, if we see they not even the customer they feel shy to eat in front of the Muslim customer. So as the outlets also you need to respect the holy month, Ramadan especially, because Ramadan is fasting month to the Muslim consumer. And lastly is the food service industry classification. So we have three: commercial food service, institutional food service, and food service within a consumer business. So for the quick service, for the commercial food service, this business operate for profit and compete in the market. So in the commercial food business, we have three types, which is quick service restaurant, food service restaurant, and also catering service. So what is quick service restaurant? Quick service restaurant is like a fast food, street vendors, and cafeterias. Okay, you need, as you can see, the meaning quick mean you need to serve the customer first, right? But you don't need to go to the each table and ask for the order. No, you just come to the counter and say your order to the staff. Okay. Next, the full service restaurant is a fine dining and casual dining, like a buffet. And the catering service is for weddings, events, and corporate function. Right. And the characteristic of the commercial food service is to serve the general public, okay, and focus on menu variety and customer experience, and strong emphasis on branding and profitability. Okay. Next is institutional food service. The meaning of the institutional food service is the food prepared and served in institutions where the main focus is not food sales. Let's highlight where the main focus is not food sales. For example, we have a school, penjara, military base and factories, which is all the premise is not focused on profiting too much because they have the school paid the tenders to serve the food to all the students, right? So and the characteristic of institutional food service is they need to know the data of the employees. For example, schools, they need to have the data and must be follow the dietary and religious need. For example, the halal meals. Okay. So the lastly is the food service within a consumer business. Means the food service offered inside another primary business to support customers. For example, cafes in theme parks, in the airports, in the museum or any sport arenas. Uh, so the characteristic is not the main reason customer visits and focus on convenience and service enhancement. And lastly is the often use quick service and limited menu models. So in a simple way to explain, they they open the premise into inside another business. So that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter, Recreation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Well done.
Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum. Today I will present about the recreation part.
Amalina Hamdan, you may open your camera.
Line slow kot, saya dah buka dah.
Okay, now I can see that. Okay, thank you. You may proceed.
Okay. Recreations means different things to different people. Some enjoy golf, others prefer roller coaster, beach holiday, concerts, ball games, or theatre performance. What's important is that recreation provides us an unwind to enjoy and take a break from our daily routine. Recreation is defined as any activity that people do for rest, relaxation, and enjoyment. The main goal of recreation is to refresh both body and mind. So any business that provides such as activities falls under the recreation industry. There are generally four types of recreation business. Firstly, entertainment, secondly, attraction, thirdly, spectator sports, and lastly, participatory events. In Islam, recreational activities are encouraged as long as they do not contradict with Sharia principles. For example, facilities such as gyms, spa, swimming pools, and health center should be gender specific. If it is not possible to fully segregate genders, the management should provide an alternative such as time slot for men and women. Also, dress code must be in accordance with Sharia guidelines. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Doktor, saya tak boleh nak buka kamera. Saya tak tahulah.
Tak apa, just proceed lah. Okay.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Fatin Shahira and now I will explain about travel and tourism. So, travel and tourism is about helping people move from one place to another. This can be for holidays or for work. And next, there are two types of travel. Firstly, pleasure travel. This means going on vacation, relaxing, and having fun. And secondly, business travel. This means traveling for work, like attending meetings or conference. Travel and tourism are two parts that closely connected. The travel industry uses different types of transportation like car, bus, train, plane, and ships. And tourism also include businesses that help people plan and enjoy their trips. This include travel agencies, tour guide, cruise, and companies. And the difference between travel industry and tourism industry is travel industry focus on moving people from place to another. For example, when you book a flight or take a, uh, take a train to another city, that's part of travel industry. And the tourism industry is focused on helping people enjoy their trip or vacation. For example, when you go on a holiday package that includes hotel stays, guided tours, and meals. That's the tourism industry. So, for the conclusion, when people travel, they spend money on food, hotels, and activities. This helps grow the economy and supports many businesses. That's why travel and tourism is very important of the part of hospitality industry. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. I will be presenting about entertainment in the halal hospitality and industry. Halal hospitality industry. What is entertainment? Entertainment businesses provide a show for you to watch that offer enjoyment such as movie or concerts. In this context, entertainment must be aligned with Islamic values. This means it must avoid elements that are haram such as pornography, free mixing between genders, and lyrics or content that promote immoral behavior. Instead, halal entertainment focus on activities that are suitable for all family members, educational and culturally appropriate content. Examples include nasyid performances, Islamic themed stage shows, halal leisure parks, and traditional arts and calligraphy. These activities allow Muslim guests to enjoy their leisure time without compromising their belief, making the hospitality experience more comfortable and spiritually satisfying. Therefore, halal entertainment is not just about fun, but also about preserving dignity, culture, and values in line with Sharia principle. To ensure that entertainment remains in line with Islamic teachings, we can refer to the Garis Panduan Hiburan dalam Islam issued by JAKIM in 2014. That's all from us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the group 3 to talk about chapter 3, overview of segment of halal hospitality. So we can see here they will have like 5 segment, accommodation, lodging, we have food and beverage, and after that we have recreation, we have also entertainment, we also have like travel and tourism, right? When your friend Filza mentioned about the entertainment, yes, we have to follow the requirement by the JAKIM and JAIS to mention about the regulation that we have to follow lah, Garis Panduan dalam Islam 2014. Okay, thank you so much. We're going to stop and then we'll start to next agenda. Okay, thank you so much.